Penn State has fired James Franklin, and this really wasn't a surprise. If you look at how things have gone for Penn State this year, a team that was expected to potentially compete for a college football playoff championship, a national championship, this is not a surprise. And it's time to take a look at the 10 candidates that could replace him. We'll start with the big name right off the bat. Curt Cignetti has done incredible things at Indiana. Now, whether or not this would be a good move for him and whether or not Penn State would be able to get him away from Indiana remains to be seen. He's done great things with the Hoosiers, but you'd like to think that Penn State would have a little bit more attraction for Cignetti to go there. It feels like that would maybe have a good value to Cignetti, and he's proven that he knows how to win. We'll see what happens with Indiana. It's not that Penn State is going to hire someone right away. There's still plenty of time in the season. So we'll see what happens with the Hoosiers. We'll see if they're actually able to make a run in the playoff. But if the same thing happens to them this year that happened to them in the playoff last year, then maybe Cignetti thinks that he needs to go to a place where he can actually make a run in the playoff. Ricky Ronnie, to me, deserves a look here. You look at what he's done at Old Dominion. Obviously, this weekend was a little bit of a disappointment, but Ricky Ronnie has done great things for Old Dominion. He's provided them with a good offensive mind that can really build a program. And when you look at what he's done the last couple of years, he has proven that he can handle the transfer portal. He has proven that he can build a roster at the high school level via the transfer portal. It's clear that he knows what he's doing, and that's kind of the guy that you're looking for. He also has the connection to Penn State. He was the former offensive coordinator before he took the Old Dominion job. From 2014 to 2019, he was a position coach and offensive coordinator at Penn State, so he's very familiar with how this program operates, and I think he would be a good fit for this program. Another thing that I'm seeing is Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady. This is a guy who has been linked to a lot of big jobs, and he deserves it. You look at what he gets to work with at Buffalo. Working with Josh Allen is absolutely incredible. And you saw what he did at LSU as well. So this is a guy who clearly has experience at the collegiate level. He knows how to call plays. And Penn State might give him a look just because of his pedigree, just because of what he's done so far. I think that he would definitely deserve a shot at this and is an interesting name to keep an eye on. Now, Penn State is in kind of a rebuild right now, and nobody's been better at that than Lance Leipold. You look at what he's done at Kansas. The Kansas Jayhawks are a tough team in the Big 12 now because of him. You also look at what he did at Buffalo. Nobody won at Buffalo before he showed up, and now he's turning those two programs who were bottom feeders in their conferences into contenders. And that is someone you really want to have running your program. It's proven that he knows what he's doing. He knows how to provide a quality experience to the teams that he's coaching. He also knows how to build the program the right way, get the right players into his system, and get this team to where they need to be. Penn State is kind of down right now. And when you look at where they could be, this is a team that can compete for national championships. And this year obviously did not work out, but Lance Leipold could help them. Another name, now this one might be a little bit tougher to get him out, is Kenny Dillingham. Getting him out of Arizona State will be a challenge. That is going to be a big problem if you're Penn State, but you'd like to think that Penn State can provide more resources than Arizona State. And Kenny Dillingham is a great offensive mind. And what we saw last year from him is this is a guy who knows how to coach a team and he knows how to build a program so far. I think that he is an up and coming coach that is going to be a hot commodity. And the price when time goes on is going to get too steep. So maybe you can get him at a good point in his career and get him into this program and find a way to get this program back on track with a young guy that is hungry for success. Now, some of these other names are a little bit different and maybe they're not going to leave where they're currently at, but Eli Drinkwitz is a name to keep an eye on. He's been mentioned with the Penn State job for quite some time, and it's easy to see why. The success he's had at Missouri, it's easy to see why people want him on their team on running their program. Missouri's had a lot of success under him. They've taken great strides in the last couple of years, and they're playing at a high level. And Drinkwitz knows how to recruit. He's proven that he can identify talent in the transfer portal, and he knows how to get his team to play against some of the best. I think that's a name to keep an eye on. It's just going to be whether or not he wants to leave Missouri for Penn State. Another guy who knows how to rebuild a program is Matt Rule. Now, playing at Nebraska or coaching at Nebraska, just today, right now, is really maybe where he's going to stay. But he has shown that he can move around. He knows how to save programs in a way, and he's done that now with all three college teams that he's been head coach of recently. Nebraska now, Baylor before that, and Temple before that. It's clear that he knows how to get them to play at a high level. Matt Rule is a great coach, and I think that Penn State, if they can get him to go away from Nebraska to join them, that's going to be a fun experience. And as we've seen, it only really takes 3 years for his programs to figure things out. And Penn State is probably a little bit ahead of, actually, they are ahead of where those three programs are. It's not that Penn State is a bad program. They're just having a bad year, and it's a year in which you had higher expectations, which is why James Franklin is gone. Now, the next three are going to be a little bit out there, but stick with me here. Collin Klein deserves a head coaching job, and it's clear that he knows how to coach an offense. Now, whether or not he knows how to build a program is probably the biggest question surrounding him and his resume. Finding a way to potentially give him an interview and see what he would do to turn this program around would be very interesting. It'd be interesting to see what he could do to help this program. Now, people are probably going to say, well, we maybe are going to promote from within. I don't know if you necessarily want to give Andy Koltelnicki the keys to the program. I don't know if you're going to give Jim Knowles the keys to the program. So those are other names that could technically be considered. But Collin Klein is a much younger and right now a more successful option that I think that they would at least give a call to and give him an interview to see the interest level. Another offensive coordinator to keep in mind, Will Stein. The Oregon offensive coordinator clearly knows how to move the ball down the field. He knows how to get everybody in place and put his guys in positions to succeed. And it's only a matter of time before he gets a head coaching opportunity. I don't know if he's going to get a power 2, a power 4 head coaching opportunity right off the bat, or he's going to have to go through the group of 5. Not exactly sure there, but this is a guy who is clearly ready for that next step whenever he wants it. And another one that maybe would ruffle some feathers or at least make some waves is Sean Lewis. Sean Lewis is doing incredible things at San Diego State, and it really isn't a surprise when you look at what he has done in his coaching career. This is a guy who knows how to rebuild programs. He knows how to get his guys on the right page and get them to where they need to be. He knows how to elevate his team to a level where they're being competitive. San Diego State was in a rough place, and Sean Lewis has done incredible things so far. They've only lost one game so far this season, and the Aztecs are playing a really good offense as well, which is something we haven't seen for quite some time. Sean Lewis is a great head coach, a good offensive mind, and he would bring a great experience to a Penn State program that needs someone exactly like him. Those are going to be my head coach candidates for Penn State. There's obviously plenty of other options. Let me know in the comments who you think the next head coach for Penn State is going to be. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.